Oh, shoot. Hey, what up, y'all? It's like 3 o'clock on the dot. Made it just in time, got off the air. Now we're here. So I'm gonna let y'all roll in. I know you're really excited. I'm very pumped. I have been listening to the 4 songs off of Razzmatazz that are out right now for I don't know how, but they found me. I'm in love. I'm impressed. I feel like I'm in a time machine. They're so good. Okay, but it's not about me. Dallon is going to be joining us here actually right now because I just got the request. And for some reason, I've also got shaky hands. Perfect. Dallon!
Who said it's not about you?
I mean, it can
Who
be.
told you that lie? Who told you that lie?
With a hair color like this, I mean, it really has to be.
I tend to agree with that.
So what's your first question for me, Dallon? Because it is about me. I mean, that's all what we're here for, right?
Why purple and why green and why together?
Um, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, I guess.
It makes sense.
Balancing out, the lesser of two evils in a weird way. So
Makes
not mad
sense
at that.
to me. Well, I like it. It suits you. You look great.
Well, thank you, Dallon. By the way, my name is Mo. I really appreciate you joining me today. This is really exciting. I am thoroughly, I don't know if you heard me a little while ago, but I feel like I've stepped into a time machine with the 4 songs that you've presented us with this album. I am in love already.
Well, thank you. That's very kind of you to say. Thank you.
Absolutely. We have been playing Leave Me Alone pretty heavily for like the past month since it came out. And how has it been for you seeing it slowly climb these charts, hopefully making the #1?
Absolutely unreal. To be perfectly honest, I can't see it reaching #1 because, the people who hold those top spots are like these huge names in rock and roll, and who are we? We're the underdog in this scenario. The fact that we're even on the charts at all is incredible to me. So if nothing else happens, mission accomplished, dreams have come true, and that's our gold medal for sure. Just the fact that we exist on the radio at all is insane to me.
I appreciate that you guys exist. And honestly, the good thing about underdogs is there's always, it's not that you have to prove something, but just you being out there and you presenting everything that you have authentically being you. I think that's what makes you win. And I feel like this album is a huge win, and I'm so excited for it this Friday.
Wow, well, thank you very much. I'm excited too. It's been a long time coming. It feels almost like my head has been this overinflated tire, and we're slowly letting the air pressure out with each passing song. So come this Friday when it finally comes out, I'll finally be able to take a deep breath and relax and sleep at night.
Well, as I mentioned, I've been living and breathing the 4 songs that you've released for the album right now. Why these 4 songs in particular first?
Well, Leave Me Alone felt like the opening statement to the record. Mm-hmm. And so releasing that one first kind of made sense to me. And then Razzmatazz as a follow-up, well, that's kind of it's the title track, and it's the last song on the record. So that's kind of like the closing argument. And everything in between that is the journey that the listener goes on. So yeah,
I've when I first heard Leave Me Alone, and then also even with New Invention, which is probably my favorite song so far, I get some really serious Oingo Boingo vibes. And I'm such a huge fan of Elfman. Mm-hmm. And I know that he's also a big influence to you as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you feel as if you might be introducing people to a lot of these bands that they may not even know about with your music alone?
I sure hope so. I that's kind of a personal goal for me. If you take nothing else away from our band, I hope we can, at the very least, just open a window or a door that leads you into a bunch of other stuff that you've never heard before, or leads you to your new favorite thing, even if that favorite thing isn't us. I hope you can find your new favorite thing through us, because I'm just trying to make the kind of music that I would want to listen to, really.
Yeah.
So I hope that translates to someone else who may discover us and then discovers something else that I love. you know?
Yeah, I mean, in a strange way, you've introduced me to I'm a Robot. Never heard of them before, and now that is definitely on my playlist, like as a permanent fixture. So
That's
I think
awesome. That's
I
one of
think
those criminally underrated bands that that flew under everyone's radar, that just didn't have that lightning strike for them, you know? And it's such a common thing in rock and roll for
oh,
bands like that. But they're genius band.
how did you discover them?
Um, you know, it's hard to remember. It was early 2000s. I think I went to see The Sounds or something, and they were opening. And I was just blown away. I was like, what is this? And then I ended up kind of following them around. And, you know, I was a big fanboy. Every time they came through Salt Lake City, I had to go to the show and wait by the backstage to try to meet them or something, or get an autograph. And I did end up meeting them one time, and they brought me backstage and let me hang out. And it was such a cool moment. I got to watch the show side stage, and interestingly enough, ended up writing a song with their guitar player, Tim Anderson, about a year or two ago. So yeah,
Really?
yeah, Absinthe. It ended up on our EP, the first thing that we released. So it was really cool to be able to work with a musical hero, someone I was a big fan of. Still am.
Yeah, I would imagine that you're probably fangirling pretty hard. That is
Yeah,
really cool that you get to work with someone that you've had such a massive influence from. So I think it's like another little bucket list, you know, a little
absolutely,
check off the bucket list.
absolutely.
You know, the concept of the album is pretty fascinating too. You know, just as a band as a whole, on as described on like a YouTube, the search party clip that you guys
Mhm.
have, your band like moves through time and everything like that. What gave you the idea for this particular concept?
Well, it's a number of different things. Like I was really inspired by, you know, Bowie, who did Ziggy Stardust, and Beatles did Sgt. Pepper. I was always really entertained by concept albums when I was a kid, and I still am. And I kind of think of myself as a fan of music first and foremost. So it was just wanting to do an extra layer of entertainment for anyone who cared to dive into that. If you do, then it's there, and if not, you can enjoy the music on its own.
Hmm.
But I was always really enamored with that, you know, diving into these fictional worlds that these artists created surrounding their record that they made.
Hmm.
So I wanted to do something like that.
Do you ever go through some folks' analysis of your concept and trying to piece things together? I don't know if you watch Always Sunny in Philadelphia, but there's a scene with Charlie Day doing
Charlie's
Pepe
Conspiracy
Silva.
Board, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have on occasion seen some fan theories that I think are really great. Stuff that I hadn't necessarily thought of, but make a lot of sense, because we try to leave gaps everywhere in the storyline so that fans' imaginations can sort of wander around them.
Mhm.
So we don't spell everything out for everybody, because the reason why is it was a few years ago I was watching a horror movie documentary, and I forget the name of the director, but he said something to the effect of the thing behind the door or the thing under your bed is always scarier before you see it.
Yes.
You know, so it's kind of letting people's imaginations go. Uh, I think that's far more entertaining than spelling it all out.
Agreed. It's nice to have like these little Easter eggs that you
Yeah,
kind of have to find, you know.
yeah.
You know, and from what I understand, you know, the album was basically written, you know, throughout the years. What is the oldest song on the album that you've written, and which one is the newest song that you've written?
Oh man, I think the oldest song might be either Lights Go Down. Yeah, I think it's Lights Go Down, actually. It's probably the oldest one.
Really?
Yeah. It was one of the
Okay.
first songs that we had written and recorded. But we didn't put it on the EP, and we saved it for the record. We saved a lot for the record, actually, because
Mhm.
a lot of this record has been written for a really long time. We just didn't have an opportunity to record it until February.
Mhm.
So we were touring a lot before that.
And yeah, you guys actually did a show for us, our Ugly Sweater Holiday Party, which
Oh
was
yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
And
I remember that.
the fact that you kicked it off with No One Comes for the Opening Band. I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
that's what sealed the deal for me. I was like, already love them. So.
Yeah, that's a favorite. We try to start every show with that if we can. If we're a headlining band that particular night, though, we won't do it unless we talk to the openers beforehand and say, look, we have this song. And it's not about disparaging any opening acts. It's about giving new things a chance. So if they're cool with it, then we'll play it. And if not, we won't. Luckily, we've never had anybody not be cool with it. But another thing we like to do is invite the singer of whichever opening band plays with us up to do an additional verse for that song called Nobody Likes the Headlining Band. So that's always a really fun moment.
That is awesome. You know, another really standout moment in the album, I would think for you, is you actually have your daughter on there as well. How were you feeling when she agreed to join you? Because I know some of it is like a little bit of a clips of her talking when she's younger, and then actually doing some singing. Am I correct?
Yeah, well, that's another like idea that I've had for a long time. I just never was able to fully get through working on it because every time it got to her little spoken word bit, I would just tear up, and I had to I can't do this right now. So that one took a while to actually get through working on. But for the longest time, I didn't know that my daughter had the talent that she has because she's very guarded when it comes to her talents. Like, she's a wonderful artist and she can sing like unbelievably. And the only way that I found out that she could sing is I heard her one day making a video on her phone or something, and it really blew me away. I was like, wow, my daughter can sing like that. It was like, I knew she was talented, but I didn't know that she could do that. You know, so I slowly, bit by bit, I talked to her about it and asked her if she wanted to be a part of this song with me, and she agreed to do it and was stoked about it. And she had to think for a little bit because, you know, she is so guarded about that talent. She knew that people would be hearing this eventually, so she kind of had to think it over. But one day she came up to me and said, "Dad, I think I want to do that song with you." So we did it. It was pretty special.
It's amazing. And also, I mean, this is just huge for her because imagine, like, in the world that we're in right now, everything is intimidating no matter what you put out. And the fact that you are about to be on a massive album with your dad, you know, presenting this to the world, I imagine she probably had some reservations about it, you know?
Yeah, I didn't want to pressure her to do it like at all. I totally left it up to her as her decision. And she thought it over for a while. You know, I presented the idea and then just let her sit with it. And I think like 3 or 4 days later, she came up to me and said, "Oh, okay, I think I want to do this with you." So,
that is so fantastic. And then I also saw she's in the music video for Razzmatazz.
Yeah, that was pretty special too. It's really great that she wants to, you know, be around and participate in this stuff. She's been wanting to be in a music video for a long time, but it's just been a matter of doing that safely. So we finally got an opportunity to record a video that was socially distanced and here at home in Salt Lake City. So Mom and Dad gave her the green light and she was able to come make a cameo.
I know some folks are asking the name of the song that she is on. Is it
Need You Here?
Yes, Need You Here. Okay. That's what I thought.
It's about being on the road and just missing my family and how tough that can be sometimes.
Oh, man. And then also just to let people know, if you haven't noticed, she's actually the girl holding the microphone and giving you the guitar. Am I correct?
Yeah, that's her.
Now, you have, everyone always talks about this because you do have such a unique style. What is the most razzmatazz piece of article of clothing that you have in your closet right now?
Oh man, I got some heavily sequined items that sequins and glitter and all sorts of shiny things that I really love. I haven't really got a chance to break them out because shows haven't been a thing. It'd be weird if I was out mowing the lawn in my star-spangled glitter shirt. So those are waiting in the closets for a show.
I mean, imagine how you would up everyone else's game going out mowing the lawn in some awesome attire like that.
You know, I did end up mowing my lawn in a glitter makeup once. Like we came back from a photo shoot, and I still had it on, and I had this very small window of time that I had to get the lawn mowed. And I'm just noticing right now that I talk about my lawn a lot when I do these Instagram lives.
You're a proud gardener, a proud
It's
lawn.
the only other thing that I have going on in my life other than music and Instagram lives is mowing my damn lawn. But anyway, I was wearing glitter makeup during the process, so that's the point of that story.
Oh my gosh. Well, I mean, if this doesn't work out, clearly because it's not, you always have your lawn to fall back on. So landscaping.
I'll always have that. I'll always have that, yeah.
I don't know how landscaping. I would definitely give you guys a call for sure.
Well, it's going to be wintertime soon, so I'll get a break, but it'll be back there shoveling the driveway. That'll be the wintertime version.
Yeah. I mean, we don't get any snow really here in Arizona, so we shovel sunshine. That's basically all we can do.
I envy you.
And now I know you have a busy rest of your day. I have 2 fan questions that I want to throw at you, if that's okay.
Sure.
One coming from Trey Corbett. He wants to know what song on the album has changed the most from demo to final version.
I think From the Gallows would be the answer. The demo of that started out as this really 1930s barbershop jazz ballad with a spoken word bit, and really sort of aping the style of the Ink Spots, who I really love. If you're not familiar, go check them out because they're beautiful, beautiful music. But had we left it that way, it would have really stood alone, apart from the rest of the record, sonically speaking. So we kind of dissected that one and put it back together with the aesthetics of the record as a whole in mind. So it ended up, it still kept its soul at the end, but it ended up sounding more like Lawrence Welk on acid. But I really enjoy how it turned out. And I still love both versions, and I think we're going to put out the original demo of it eventually too, so we'll let both of those be heard.
Are you thinking about releasing like a B-sides or alternative versions down the road?
Yeah, like that'll be a B-side. And there was another song that seems to be a fan favorite called AMX Sinister.
Yes,
it's sort of a gender neutral stalker song, but we didn't get that one finished in time to make the mixing and mastering deadlines for the record, so that's going to be a bonus track too.
Definitely looking forward to that one then. And then one more from Sinner by Default. Was there a song you weren't sure you wanted to put on the album?
No. I was 100% about everything, and that's kind of the way that I operate when I write. If I'm not fully into an idea, then I can't keep trying to make it something that I like. So oftentimes, if it's not going anywhere, I'm not feeling it, I'll just sort of abandon it and put it in a long lost file. And maybe lightning will strike with an idea later. But I always try not to force it, because I think that ideas need to come from somewhere else first. You need to be inspired by something first. I don't think you can really sit down and wrestle an idea into existence.
Agreed. Yeah, you can't force greatness. It has to come naturally.
Yeah.
Well, I think we are definitely going to have a lot to look forward to in the future, and definitely with Razzmatazz coming out this Friday. Fingers crossed. I know everyone's like, will it come out? Is it coming out? It's definitely coming out. I'm putting it out there in the universe right now.
If it doesn't, I'm going to hold you personally responsible.
You really should. I'm basically in charge of all the music in the world, and I'm going to allow it today. I'm going to allow it.
All right.
Dallon, I hope you have a great rest of your week. I hope you enjoy all of the success that's about to come to you guys for this album, and I hope you have a great rest of your day, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for talking to me and for playing our music, and I really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
My pleasure, man. We'll catch you later. Have a good one.
Okay, you too.
See ya.